So with the Russo brothers coming back to direct Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars, Kevin Feige has concerns about the Russo brothers because of the previous movies that haven't done well for them outside the MCU. The recent movie they just made was called The Electric State. They spent $320 million on this film, and it hasn't been received well from fans and critics. And Kevin Feige has his concerns, and he has said that he's going to be very hands on with Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars. According to a renowned internet scooper, the Marvel Studios president is concerned about the Russo brothers directing the next two Avengers movies, as possibly due to their poor track record outside the MCU. So Kevin Feige will closely monitor both projects to ensure quality. In his recent Patreon briefing, Kevin Feige has concerns about the Russos directing next two Avengers films. However, at this stage, replacing him is not an option. He just plans to oversee the projects closer, and he's going to be way more hands-on than ever with them. I don't think that's a good idea, in my opinion, but, we'll talk more about that a little bit later. I think there's more to this that Kevin Feige is missing outside of just the Russo brothers coming back. The Electric State opened to abysmal reactions from fans and critics alike. It provided a rating of 5 out of 10 for the movie, while writing the positive and negatives wind up negating each other, making it a wash. Now, the Electric State's opening week was not very good on Netflix. The budget for this movie was $320 million. They only got 25 million views the first week it came out, compared to a movie like Red Notice that scored nearly 80 million views in its first week. The stars of the movie, Millie Bobby Brown, Chris Pratt, but again, it did not turn out well for the Russo brothers. Now, I don't think this is the bigger problem for Marvel right now, in my opinion. And here's why. When you look at the build up to Doctor Doom, does anyone really care right now? I don't. When you compare the build up to Thanos, what was going on there? Marvel was putting out really good films. They had some flops, but they were building towards something. It took longer than just the next year where they had Thanos in cameos. He was in Guardians of the Galaxy. And you were wondering, if you didn't know about Thanos or you did know about Thanos, that they were going in a direction where the Avengers were going to face Thanos at some point. But when it comes to Doctor Doom, he is coming out next year with Robert Downey Jr. And we don't know anything about what's going to happen here yet. No cameos. Now, I'm sure they'll showcase him in Fantastic Four this summer. If that movie flops for Marvel, not a good look, because they cannot afford Fantastic Four to not get the fans hyped and excited for Doctor Doom to make his debut in 2026. Because now you're looking at a situation where it could become like the Justice League, where they had all these characters, they rushed them, they're trying to push out films, and what happened? They shut down and had to go through another reboot. I don't think it's going to end very well for Marvel, because at the end of the day, you're looking at Phase 4 and Phase 5. Nobody really cares. They're trying to make the new Captain America the face of the Avengers. And that movie didn't do too well for Marvel. Now you have a situation where you're putting all your eggs in this basket of the Fantastic Four. And if they don't do well, what's going to happen to Marvel? You can have the Russo brothers back. Now, if they get the opportunity to do whatever they want and Kevin Feige doesn't give them a lot of pushback, let's just say they want to restart everything, but Kevin Feige is like, no, I don't want to do that. Not a good idea, because right now nobody really cares about this Avenger team. Like, it's just not exciting. You're not building towards something. Yes, you had Kang and obviously the controversy with Jonathan Majors is why he's not in these films anymore. But at the end of the day, there wasn't any stories where people really cared. Like, what was the direction of the multiverse? Like, we're still trying to figure that out. So, yeah, I'm sure you can be concerned, but I think at the end of the day, even with the Russo brothers back, if they can't reset things, then it's just going to be a complete mess, because you're going to have characters that people don't like the She-Hulk in the movie and Miss Marvel. And yeah, it's just going to be a complete disaster for the Marvel universe. And then you're going to look at the film and go, you know what? Maybe we should start from scratch, which I see happening, because if the Russo brothers don't get enough liberty to, spin their stories and try to turn things around for Marvel, and Kevin Feige is, overstepping himself, micromanaging, then it's just going to be a complete flop, and I won't be surprised. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'd love to hear thoughts about the growing concerns from Kevin Feige about the Russo brothers coming back to direct the next two Avengers films. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.